If we buy all 8 Paragons, but we keep them as degree 1, are we going to be able to beat an elite boss? That is the question we're going to try and answer today, and this is a question that, by the way, you cannot answer in a boss event like a normal boss event that Ninja Kiwi puts out every week, because there's usually a limit on the Paragons, and that limit is 4, but we have double the amount of Paragons in BT6, and that is 8. So whether you like it or not, you're not able to buy all Paragons in a single game in BT6, but you can do it in the boss challenge. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to try it out. We're going to see if this thing works. And I don't think that this is going to be like some sort of a cheese that you can do in the games, because I do feel like Ninja Kiwi is still going to keep the limit at 4, because their idea is that they want you to be buying, you know, these higher degree Paragons and sacrificing the towers and maybe putting some money into them. And just to be clear, the maths for this one absolutely doesn't check out. It makes absolutely no sense for you to be buying 8 degree 1 or even just the low degree Paragons in comparison to just maxing out a single Paragon. This is like one of those beginner mistakes, right? The people that usually start BT6 and they're like they're buying more towers instead of upgrading the towers that they have. And the same thing works, the exact same thing actually works for the Paragons as well. So it is better to upgrade your Paragons instead of buying more of them. But you know what, in the name of, I guess, science, we're gonna try and do that. So for example, if you just do like this basic math, like let's say you want to buy, you have $2 million, right? And you can buy a Goliath, and you can like you can make it like a what, a degree 30 or 40 or something like that. That's, you know, that's one way that you can go about things. Or the other is that you can buy like what, like 3 degree 1 Paragons. Like obviously the Goliath is going to be stronger than all 3 of them, right? And also, just like all in all, this thing is going to turn out a lot more expensive than just buying like 2 or 3 Paragons and just fully upgrading them, because all of these Paragons, you have to buy the 5th tiers and then you have to buy the Paragon itself, which is usually the most expensive part, although you can put a lot of money into the Paragons. But again, the most expensive part is just buying the Paragon and having the upgrade. Alright, so it's round 39, and as you guys might have noticed so far, I chose Elite Bloonarius because he is just a beefy boy. He has a lot of HP, and I guess if we just want to see how much damage our towers can do, I think that this is, you know, the boss to test this on. So let me do it like this. Let me just sell this Dart Monkey. Maybe I should start with a Ninja, honestly. I really like the bottom pad, the Flash Bomb Ninja with the Sharp Shurikens upgrade, actually. So let me just hit start, and let me just sell a couple of these farms. I really don't mind breaking up the farming, honestly. Let's just go like this. Let's just buy the Blade Maelstrom, which is the way to go. This is probably one of the cheapest way to defend this thing, and you just have to time the Maelstrom abilities, by the way, which might be, you know, there's a little bit of micro, but if you don't like doing this, you can probably get away with something like this, like the more glaives boomerang buffed by something like a 300 Alchemist. You're probably gonna be fine. You know what, I should probably keep farming, right? And I'm looking at all these farms that I bought at the bottom, and I'm thinking maybe I should have had them like here near the NG, actually, because I still want to get the Minneapolis. Now that would have been the better choice, I guess, but let's go like this. Let's sell all these guys. I know I should have sold them in the range of the favorite trades boat as well, but wait a minute, that's the second wave of ceramics, so it's actually the third one. Oh no, that was the second one. Wait a minute, what is happening? This thing is going a lot slower than I thought it was happening. Never mind, that's completely fine. Okay, so we caught this thing going. Let me just start buying these 420 farms, actually. So we're gonna go straight into the BRFs. That's gonna be the last call remaining, and so the only thing I'm worried about for this one is that the ceramic balloons don't get popped out so much in front of Bloonarius that we don't catch them with the ability, but I think it's gonna be fine. So we have to use the ability pretty much instantly, I think. Yeah, there we go. So these guys are incoming, so let's use the ability, and after this we do not need this tag, so I'm gonna sell the tag, actually, and let me just keep buying these 420 farms up top. Let me have them in the range of the Minneapolis, and there we go. That's gonna be the tier 1. This is probably one of the cheapest ways to defeat the tier 1 Bloonarius, by the way. So yeah, this is gonna be it. So let's just kind of fix our farming, and I guess I'm gonna see you guys in a second. And you guys know that things are getting serious, and I'm actually trying, because I pulled out the Bloon Trap, I pulled out, you know, the Rubber to Gold Alchemist, we have the Minneapolis, all the farms are in the range of it, and maybe we could have went, you know, one step further with like overclocking these BRs, but I think we're doing fine so far. So I'm doing this because we need to make a lot of money. I'm talking like several millions of dollars just to be able to afford these ridiculous degree 1 Paragons, which we, again, this is not the way to do things. It's super inefficient to do it, but I just want to test it out in the name of science. So let's see, this can be around 59, and I want to defend this thing with the mat plus the tag, actually. It's gonna be the exact same spot, but I do want to buy the Super Maelstrom first, and then we're gonna go into the mat, because we don't want to find ourselves in a situation in which you know, we're popping the skulls, but we don't have anything to clear out what's coming out of the skulls. And this is gonna be it. Let me get the mat. We're a little bit late, actually, with the damage, and we need to be really careful because we have Route 63 incoming. And so the way that I want to deal with, actually this would be the ideal way to deal with this thing, but I would like to use the Maelstrom ability for the first wave of ceramics, the Mad ability for the second one, and then the Maelstrom for the third one again. But I'm not sure if we're gonna have the luxury to do that because we have the first skull spawning, and I'm actually gonna use the Maelstrom right now. Is this gonna last, by the way? I have the top crossbed, so the ability doesn't last as long, but oh my god, we're actually leaking. How is the 55 lives? Are we gonna be... I use the Mad ability as well, so I'm gonna need this Mad ability to clean everything out. No, that's a full ceramic, actually. Alright, so let's get the Boomer as soon as possible, buffed by a 300 Alchemist, and then what else do we want to do? I feel like this snack it was funny, and it's like a very cheap way to deal with all these rounds, but I don't think this is working out. So as soon as this ability runs out, I'm just gonna buy like the 50-tier Boomerang. I'm gonna have the Glaive Lord like here in this bend, and we should be fine. So let's just get the Glaive Lord, and this should be more than enough to deal with the leftovers. So let me just target the Mad like this, and I don't think we're gonna have any issues. Okay, this is gonna be the last skull, so we did clean it out. It was a huge financial cost for it, so this is gonna sit back the farming a little bit, but I think we're gonna be fine in general. So let me just target the Mad manually, just so I get rid of these big balloons, the mobs, and the BFBs, so the Glaive Lord has an easier time. And this is gonna be it. That is gonna be the tier 2. So after this, we're gonna start buying the Paragons. So starting from the tier 3, we are gonna be seeing those tier 1 Paragons, and that's when it actually starts, guys. So let me just fix the farming for a second because we did break it, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second. And this is the last 45 BFB, which means the tier 3 is coming out. Now, there's a little bit of a problem. It's not actually a problem, but I do not have... Well, let me just hook up the tech bot to the last tier 5 farm, and I do not have anything ready for this one. So, the only thing that I've been doing in these past rounds is I've just been placing farms, and we did fill the entire map with farms. So, it's a bunch of 420 farms. All of them are under a Monkey City village, and we have the Banana Central. It's getting overclocked, but we do not have money to defend the boss. So, it is time for us to start buying these Degree 1 Paragons. So, we're going to start with the cheapest one because we need to get some damage going. So first off, let's buy the dark one. So let's go like this, and let's actually make sure that this one is a degree 1, which means we want to buy it before it gets a significant amount of bombs. So we don't want a degree 2 Paragon. It just has to be a degree 1, or we're gonna keep selling these guys. So we have the money, so let's just buy this thing. And yeah, there we go. It's a degree 1 dark Paragon. It is starting, guys. So we're probably gonna need one more after this one, right? Because the degree 1 is, I know this is like the tier 3 boss, but the degree 1 is actually kind of weak. So let's just try and save up money for the next one, which is gonna be the Boomerang. Okay, so it is time for the Boomerang Paragon because this guy is gonna leak if we don't buy it. So I sold the Glaive Lord tier 5 that was right here because that thing had a lot of bombs, and that probably meant that it would have been more than a degree 1, and we're only going for degree 1. So let's just buy it like this. Yeah, there we go. That's gonna be a degree 1 Boomerang Paragon. So let's see if two degree 1 Paragons are gonna be able to defeat Blooners. I feel like they are because this is just the tier 3, and this is gonna speed things up, and it's especially gonna be helpful versus these summons because Blooners does have a lot of annoying summons, and the Dark Paragon is not attacking at the moment, but the Boomerang seems to be cleaning house so far by itself, although it's starting to attack just now. Yeah, so some spawns coming out from this guy. Yeah, we absolutely have this thing. So even though we were a little bit late because we were focused on the farming, these two guys, so the degree 1 Paragons do have, we only have the Dart and the Boomerang, but keep in mind the Dart is getting buffed by the Boomerang. It gets the 11% extra attack speed. So yeah, we're gonna have all of the synergies possible, but we do take down the tier 3 boss with only degree 1 Paragons. So yeah, we're gonna have the next one in actually 10 rounds because we were a little bit late. So I'm gonna see you guys in a second for more degree 1 Paragons. Alright, so round 99, and we have 6 Paragons left to go. This is gonna be the tier 4 boss. We have $2 million, which the money is doing fine, and let's just take a look at these guys going at it. This is absolutely not gonna be enough. These guys are just not doing enough damage. Look at this thing. So it's only the Dark Paragon attacking, and sometimes the Boomerang, you know, he gets a hit onto these spawns, and then the hits kind of transfer over to the left side to maybe do a little bit of damage to Blooners, but this thing is just not gonna work out, guys. So let me go for the next cheapest Paragon, which is gonna be the sub, and let's see if this guy is gonna give these guys a little bit of a helping hand. I feel like it is, just because the sub Paragon is like a decently powered Paragon. So that's a degree 1, I think. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's a degree 1 sub Paragon. Okay, so let's see if this guy makes any difference. He's barely making any difference, guys. Nope, these degree 1s, they absolutely suck. So keep in mind, we spent so much money buying these Paragons, and we could have avoided all of this if we just had like a Dark Paragon, which was degree like 30 or something. It's probably gonna win, and it's probably gonna be the tier 4 by itself. Yeah, these guys are absolutely struggling versus the tier 4 Blooners. We have 3 Paragons, so 5 left to go, and this does not look good because this is only a tier 4. So tier 5 is gonna have 40 million HP, and we're currently at 8. So these guys cannot deal with 8, and imagine how hard 40 million is gonna be. But we do have a bunch of Paragons left, so let me buy the Ninja Paragon like this. Oh, I bought an upgrade by accident. Let me see if that's still gonna keep this thing as degree 1. I hope it does. Let's just see. Is it? Yeah, yeah, it's degree 1. Okay, so now maybe the charges from the Ninja Paragon are gonna be helpful. This guy, the Bloonarius is spawning, and he's summoning way too many balloons. You can't even see, you can barely see where Bloonarius is, but I guess we can see the HP, and let's see if this is gonna make any difference. So 4 Paragons down, and 4 left to go, and I have a feeling that we're gonna take the tier 4 down. Yeah, absolutely. Ever since we bought the Ninja Paragon, these charges, you can actually see them ticking down in the HP bar. If you kind of focus down on Bloonarius' HP bar, you can see when a charge triggers. It's not a lot of HP that it takes down because it's only degree 1, but that plus the sub Paragon seems to have been enough. Bloonarius made halfway through the track, so yeah, that's not ideal, especially not for tier 4. So we have 11 rounds left to go and 4 Paragons. So I'm gonna see you guys for tier 5 for the final challenge. Alright, so round 119, this is gonna be the last bat, and after this one, it is time, guys. So let me sell all of these farms, so let's start buying up the last and the remaining degree 1 Paragons. And there it is, $4.7 million. I think that's gonna be more than enough for all of these other Paragons. So let's just start buying these guys. Let's start buying up the Wizard Paragon. I have not bought this guy in a long time. I'm not a huge enjoyer of the Wizard Paragon, but let's buy this thing. $750,000 for the degree 1 Wizard Paragon. That's not counting even the tier 5s that we bought. Let's get the NG $650,000 for the NG Paragon, and that's gonna be Paragon number 6. $550,000 for the Navark. I'm telling you guys, these Paragons are super expensive, and this is just absolutely not worth the money. And then the last one, but I'm gonna be honest, it feels really nice having all these Paragons like in one spot, because I've not done this in a while. But $900,000 for the Goliath. Let's just buy. This is degree 1 Goliath. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I think it is time to go. So I'm gonna hit start, and this is gonna be it. Tier 5 Elite Bloonarius versus all degree 1 Paragons. It's a mess on screen, so let me just start by doing this. Actually, let's just kind of remove the effects to about 80% so we can see better what's happening. And how are these guys gonna do? I'm gonna use all abilities, by the way, so let me just use the nuke ability from the sub, and then I'm gonna be paying attention to the wizard and the other abilities and the Goliath abilities. So let me place the sentries actually from the NG, and I really think that they should have an option to log this energy sentry in place, just like you can with the Darklings. Come on, guys, like I can't micro this. Come on, just it's gonna be a very nice quality of life change, right? Okay, so we do have one of the wizard abilities up, which is the, I guess, the explosion, the DPS explosion. We do have one of the sentries ready as well, so I'm gonna place the sentry here in the middle, and then we do have the Goliath ability. So let's use it. Let's see how much damage it's gonna do to the boss. So these guys they're flying through. You can barely see it. Oh my god, that's just so little damage. Okay, so I'm gonna use the wizard ability actually, and I feel like we are gonna recharge the mana on the wizard before the metamorphosis comes off. Oh yeah, there we go. We should be spamming this button, I feel like. Let me just place the last sentry of the NG Paragon, and so far so good. So 2 skulls down, a bunch of degree 1 Paragons. They are doing a decent amount of damage, it seems like. Okay, so let me just kind of move the ace ability like this. I know that you guys can't see anything. It's a huge mess because we have all Paragons on screen. Let me use the ability as well. We're gonna have the wizard's metamorphosis ability in a second, and there we go. We finally have the metamorphosis, so I'm gonna use the metamorphosis ability from the wizard. This thing makes it do a lot of single target damage with these flame projectiles, you guys can see kind of flying through here on the right side, and this should boost the damage that this thing does for a short amount of time. And then when the mana gets drained, which is, oh wait a minute, it actually ended. Okay, so never mind, we can actually wait for this mana to fill up, and we can use the ability again. So let's use this one, the DPS, and I guess the Necromancer summon ability. We have another ace ability, so I'm gonna use this thing, and it seems like we are, guys, this is gonna work. I can't believe this is working. Why are degree 1 Paragons beating a 40 million HP boss? This probably shouldn't be, or should it be happening? I mean, when you think about it, the investment is just so big. We spent so much money. It was like, can someone do the math on this thing? Is like easily over 5-6 million, right? So we did spend a huge amount of money to make this thing happen. And again, I think it's the 3rd time that I'm saying this. This is absolutely not worth doing. You should be maxing out your Paragons instead of buying a lot of them. But if for some reason you want to be buying a bunch of degree 1 Paragons and not caring about anything, well, if there is no Paragon limit, then this is I guess the way to go. For some reason, this actually worked at the end, which I'm a little bit surprised it did. And honestly, they kind of beat it halfway through. So one of the things that I was expecting is that if this were to happen, I thought that it was going to be a lot closer, but never mind. I mean, these guys do seem to be doing a decent amount of damage, and I saw the Goliath having, yeah, oh my god, this thing carries 14 million. Is this even real? Let me check the other ones. 6 on the Dart, 12 on the Ninja, 2, oh my god, this NG didn't do anything. 5.5 on the Wizard, 8.8 on the Boomer, although we do have that guy for a very long time on screen. The Navark at 8.7, and then the sub at 12 million. Yeah, so the Goliath absolutely carried this thing as usual because it is the strongest Paragon. But yeah, there you go, guys. You have the answer. A bunch of degree 1 Paragons can absolutely beat a tier 5 elite boss, and I guess we should be testing it on the other 4 bosses. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.